Okay. Well, hold it and see
Okay.
how that goes.
I'll hold it too.
So we're going.
We're going. Welcome back to everyone's favorite podcast. I think that's what I might call it.
Everyone's
EFB.
Everyone's
Or
favorite
EFP.
podcast. EFP. Everyone's
EFP.
favorite podcast.
Yeah, because I can't think of a name.
Okay.
And names are hard. I feel like.
Well, like, what do you? What's your aim? What's your goal? What are you just trying to be silly?
Honestly, the goal is just to have an excuse to hang out with the cooler comics.
Oh, okay. Okay.
the
All
the
right.
comics that I want to get information from and learn.
Oh, this is a
And learn. This is very selfish.
this is a
This
selfish
is a selfish
information
endeavor.
like
Yeah.
fishing expedition.
Well, not
You want to find out things
in the not maliciously.
No, right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't care if anyone watches this. Like, this is more for I just want to, I don't know. It's
Hang
my favorite
out.
thing. Yeah. And I'm awkward, so this is the only way that I feel like I could be like, hey, I have this thing that will.
Microphones will make it normal.
Yeah.
If we have microphones,
right.
Put a microphone in your hand, and then we can talk about. Oh, I got a microphone.
Yeah.
I have a microphone, totally in charge and control, feeling normal.
Yeah.
There's a microphone.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's weird. That's weird.
It's weird.
That's weird. Okay.
I've been called one of those weird comics multiple times.
I mean,
so I think
I feel like all the comics are one of those weird comics.
Yeah, I said
pretty much.
And I said this before, but I think everything turns back into high school.
Oh yeah.
And so comics are kind of like all of the outcasts, but then the outcasts themselves group back up into high school groups. You know what I mean?
Everything socially ends up that way.
Yeah.
Like high school, like when I left high school and I went to college, before I dropped out,
same.
I learned that I lived on campus for a year, and I learned that it was a big high school.
Yeah.
Where you live there, and nobody's parents were there.
Yeah.
And it's like it comedy scenes. It's similarly, people behave the same. It's workplaces everywhere you go.
Right.
People behave the same way. Fucking knitting groups,
yes.
book clubs.
Yes.
There's secret cliques in book clubs, and people are catty and talk shit. And I noticed this on David's podcast. But my pants do this thing.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like I don't pay attention to it, and then I'm sitting there and everybody's
looking at your ankle.
Looking at my ankle.
And
I'm not.
I have a weird thing too. With being seen and perceived.
I'm a Quaker.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm gonna be a Quaker. I'm gonna start dressing in wool.
Yeah.
And only wool. Nice. I don't know what Quakers believe. But I know
I think they believe in wool and not showing your ankles.
Yeah, you don't show your ankles. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to cut my hair, probably.
No, I think they let you grow it. They're
like
grow. Okay. They're like grow everything.
Because it's like
all the hair. Every hair.
I don't know any Quakers. I need to get on Google. I think I'm committed to it because it's like Jesus and not showing your body
and all the things we love.
Yeah, no, all good things go away.
Yeah.
It's not like Pennsylvania Dutch or Amish or whatever.
Right.
Like, that's a little different.
Yeah, no, it's like when you start talking about all those ones, it's like it's just white people.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean,
it's just white people being like, we're not like those white people.
It's true, but like the Amish and the Pennsylvania Dutch, they're really not like a lot of white people.
They're different.
It is.
They're different.
Interesting, but I mean, they're as susceptible to American society as everybody else, right? Like I seen TikToks of a kid with fucking like big ass speakers and fucking amps and shit in the back of his fucking horse and buggy. Like
that's so funny.
Like bumping it, like had the full system in his horse and buggy.
That's hilarious.
And I've heard from people from the area, which, you know, if you're in the area, don't drink the water. Don't drink the water and stay inside. Leave.
Wherever the area is actually where you're watching this.
Leave.
It doesn't have to be Greenville.
Right, just leave. But like Pennsylvania, the people up in that area, you know, they're all the fish are dying and the birds are falling out of the sky, and that's normal.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yes. So You're a big conspiracy guy.
I mean, I don't know that I'm a big conspiracy guy.
You love to say that there are conspiracies.
Well, there definitely are.
Yeah,
Because
there definitely are.
Conspiracy just consists of more than one person working in tandem.
Yeah.
To achieve a goal.
Right.
And I mean, as far as like large scale government conspiracies and things like that, I mean, they've admitted to it.
Yeah. Also, There's hilarious.
It's coming out.
I find that, me and my family don't agree on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. They don't trust the government. And I'm like, that's the one thing that you guys got right.
No, yeah.
Like, they're always like, it's on the news. It's not true. And I was like, wow, like, I didn't expect you guys to, like, get there.
Yeah.
Because you believe all this other shit, but.
It's like, I seen a meme the other day talking about, it's like one of those text exchanges where it's like first person says this, next person says that. And it was like, I moved to America to learn about propaganda, says person one, and person two is like, we don't have any propaganda in America. Person one is like, exactly. It's like, if you go watch the Hulk smash, and Captain America save the day, you get propagandized. If you're watching,
if you're not watching it through a lens of knowing it's propaganda.
Yes, if you don't watch it consciously. Like, I like watching old sitcoms. I've been watching all the sitcoms I watched growing up.
Have you seen this?
What's that?
I don't know. It's Kadir's, but...
Oh, Third Rock from Sun? Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but...
this is great.
He got it for Christmas, and I was like, that's hilarious.
You should absolutely... If you've not seen this show, you should absolutely watch it.
It's like aliens, and then they pretend...
Yeah.
I read the back, so...
John Lithgow is great.
Which one?
That's John Lithgow.
John Lithgow. Okay.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Fucking French Stewart. Fucking, what is her name? God damn it.
I know they all kind of look familiar.
No, yeah, they're all Kristen Johnson. No, that's that lady. It doesn't matter.
The hot lady.
Sally. Whoever plays Sally is from SNL.
Oh, cool.
Jane Curtin. That's her name.
Nice.
But she's like, it's a very funny show. It's a very weird show. There was a lot of shows that got on in like the 90s that were fucking
right.
really like
a fever dream almost.
Yeah. There's a lot of television like that.
Yeah.
And but even then, it's like you go back and you watch sitcoms and you see like the misogyny and the fucking blatant racism and homophobia, and it's dropping it.
Yeah.
And it's there, and it's like there's an element of it where it's like, is this
like calling attention to it, or
right? Like what were the writers going for here? Like how do you? And then it's like sometimes it's very obviously like, oh well, they're just like, everybody hates fat people,
right? Yeah,
I guess
or
know,
like
it's like
gays or fill in the blank.
Yeah, whatever. Like it's especially weird with like lady moms in sitcoms. Like they get talked about and portrayed as though they're like morbidly obese,
right?
Like they're just these unfuckable lumps. And it was baddies being moms in shows in the 90s.
Right.
And it's like, through your kid lens, you don't know. You're just like, oh, that's a fat, frumpy lady. And then as a grown man, you're looking at it and you're like, why did they do that?
Yeah, like, she's fine.
Why did they do that? There's nothing wrong with that lady. And you know that lady in real life got a complex from that. Like,
oh, for sure.
Starved herself or
for sure.
Or whatever. You know, it's just like, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
There's
even if you're not on TV, I think you can get a complex with food.
For sure.
I feel like
especially
a lot of comics probably have like eating disorders or disordered eating, because it's just like you're out late. I don't like eating before doing comedy, because I like to feel the emptiness.
I don't
from like a real place, you know.
Right.
Also, for like a biological place, also in a spiritual place.
Yeah, you need the physical sensation of emptiness. To go along with the existential emptiness. I don't like having to maybe poop.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like I have a touchy tummy, and it's like, for the most part, I'm chill, you know? It's like I've done better about my eating habits as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
And I don't have as many instances of like
Diarrhea.
Violent diarrhea. Yeah.
I love diarrhea, honestly. Kind of, it like feels clean sometimes.
It's visceral. No,
when it's clean, it's good.
No, yeah.
When it's not clean, I'm like, God damn, this is bad.
There are different genres.
That's when I feel the least like a woman, is when I'm like having violent diarrhea. I'm like, women shouldn't have violent diarrhea. I don't think.
It should be
aesthetically
gentle, soothing
yeah,
diarrhea.
It should be clean
is all
and
that
like
women
little
should
like
have.
rabbit.
Just
I think rabbit.
Like a stream, like a babbling brook. A babbling brook of lady diarrhea.
Yeah.
That's what you should call this podcast, is Babbling Brook.
Okay, yeah. I'll take any suggestions.
You just try to work in diarrhea in every episode.
Yeah, I think I might have already mentioned diarrhea on the podcast.
I mean, I'm sure you probably have.
I love that. You see how happy I am right now.
No, you're super hype about diarrhea, which is, diarrhea is funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Even the word diarrhea.
No, yeah, it's a great word.
Yeah.
It's hard to spell.
It's a confuser.
I
was about to say.
It's like, it's not, but it is.
I don't want to spell it, and
I can spell diarrhea right now.
Okay.
I'm really smart.
If you want to spell it,
I can spell diarrhea.
Spell diarrhea.
DIARRHEA.
Wow.
Diarrhea.
Damn. That is good.
It's wrong.
At the end, I was like, I don't think that's right.
It's not. It's not correct.
I can't think of how to spell it.
Nobody knows how to spell diarrhea.
It's spelled poop. P-O-O-P.
Yeah. Poop.
Fuck, what were we? I feel like I was going to say something before we got on the diarrhea thing.
Well, talking about conspiracies.
Yes.
Talking about
so we both did a set last night.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our sets.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about our sets, Alexis. Let's talk about our sets.
Yeah, I did not feel good about mine.
You got a little off the handle.
I let some
flew off the
guy,
handle. Yeah.
Mess me up, and then I threatened to fight him outside.
Yeah,
I said, "Meet me outside."
You did.
I feel like I was meaning it as a joke.
It did not come across as a joke.
It did not, because I have one of those faces. And intense.
Did you feel the room
afterwards? I felt the room. They were like, "Nah, we don't fuck with you anymore."
Because it was one of those moments where it was like the air goes.
I'm glad. Yeah,
those are good to experience. As a rule of thumb, trying to gain information from comics and whatnot, and this is something that was told to me when I started at Coffee, about when asked about what, well, we could just say whatever, you do anything, and what was said to me was pretty much, but you don't ever want to directly threaten an individual,
right?
Because when I was a teen in high school, jokingly, I threatened many people.
Yeah.
I threatened to do bad
threatening
things.
someone is kind of funny.
In the right context, it absolutely can
right.
be.
If they know you're joking.
Right.
Yeah.
But in a dark theater, dude with a giant cabeza. Because I couldn't see the guy, but he sounded like he had a huge noggin. I just assumed.
I found out afterwards that potentially there was someone on the road that was mentally handicapped. And so I felt real bad after. I was like, "Oh, well, I couldn't see."
Well, I'm sure he had a normal sized head. I'm sure he had a normal sized head.
Actually, his head was so normal sized.
Like I said previously, I didn't see it.
I'll cut that out.
I was making an assumption. You don't have to cut out anything. But no, that is a good thing to know, though. And you experienced it, and now you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I felt bad, but I was also like, you know what, whatever. I learned. I learned to not let people get to me.
Well, and that's the important thing, is that you gain from it.
Yeah.
If you continued to behave that way, well then you become a problematic individual.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well.
Right. And also, it's
she's always trying to fight people.
I feel like it's not, I don't think that having internal rage like in you is a bad thing.
No,
but I
not
think
necessarily.
letting it out on the people that don't deserve it is a bad thing.
Expressing it in a healthy way is what's important.
Exactly.
Like, I try to not ever lose my shit, and I got a lot of shit to lose.
Right. Yeah.
I try not to lose my shit on people undeservingly.
Yeah.
And even in the world, when somebody legitimately pisses me off, I try my best to not engage in that way.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely have been the guy in line at the Publix being like, it says 10 items or fucking less. Are you fucking stupid? Reading isn't hard. But the lady had a full cart. And but then this woman is like shaking, and the lady behind me is like, it's not that big a deal. And I'm like, I'm trying to eat my goddamn sandwich.
Right,
and it's like,
you're like, I'm trying to get this pub sub and I have 30 minutes.
yes, just exactly. But it's like, none of those people deserve that level.
Right.
Nobody, they didn't hurt me that, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard, but like a good thing, it's something I'll tell you, a tool that I use, point it here.
Yeah.
Like, when those people came in and more than enough, like 5 people fit into a 4-person row, and Coble had to jump over the row because he was getting squished.
Yeah.
I started threatening to harm myself.
Right.
Said, I'm gonna you want to see me light myself on fire?
Right. Yeah.
You want to watch me die?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna do?
Right.
You gonna call the mental health authorities?
Yeah. Fuck you.
And say, oh, this guy was talking about lighting himself on fire.
Yeah.
At the comedy show.
Yeah.
You know, it's
no, that's
but
that's smart.
No, I get it though. Yeah. I get it though. I totally get it.
And it's also just like I think you said something like you have a microphone, and I just was like, so much rage. Like, my dad left, everything. Every bad thing that's ever happened to me, I'm like, you're ruining this. This is my moment, and you're ruining it. And this is all I care about.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. And so, if I would have gotten to he doesn't care quicker, because I got there eventually.
Right.
30 minutes after my set. But if I would have gotten there in the moment, then I could have been like, said something funny instead of, I'm gonna meet you outside and fight you.
No, that was a real ass moment. I watched it happen, and it's unfortunate when shit like that happens, and sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
You just gotta fucking roll with it and try not to find yourself there again.
Yeah. One of my friends, Brittany, was there, and I was like, sorry, that was fucking bullshit. She was like, nah, it was entertaining. And I was like, well, I'm glad you were entertained, bitch.
That's great.
It was very bad for me and everyone else.
It was an interesting night.
Yeah, those people that came in during your set, because I wanted to hear your new.
I was so fucking mad.
Yeah.
I was so fucking angry.
I could tell how mad you were.
I was so fucking angry, and that's like, when I'm in that headspace, it's like, okay, so I have to pivot and I have to go in on these people, but it has to be in a way that the people I'm going in on are laughing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy is crazy. Like, this is like a cartoon. This is nuts. And that's how, and then I cut it off.
Right.
Because then people are like, oh.
Right.
And I pivot right back into the, like, of what's super fun, what I love doing is like breaking away and coming right back.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's just like gavel down. Like, I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. It's kind of
like controlling.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's proving to you that this is controlled chaos.
Right.
I have a direction.
Right, because you do have like a lot of energy on stage. You have like a presence of you. Like,
thank you.
There are some comics that do. There are some comics that go up there and I'm like, I hope these words are funny, because what the fuck you?
Yeah.
You look like you don't know.
Stand there like a coat rack.
Right. And there's also people that are like, don't move. Like, you shouldn't move in comedy. And I'm like, literally, shut up. Like, I hate people that say that you should be. You should do everything. Things. Like, you know,
you should try everything.
Exactly.
Like last night, I was trying to not move around.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will. Sometimes I will leave the microphone in the mic stand, and it is purposeful because I want to figure out the words. I want the joke to stand without act outs and silliness and fucking
right.
all the sleight of hand, you know, all the fucking
blah. Yeah. Yeah. Because I like obvious, like I like wordplay and like I like the words of jokes and like figuring out what I actually want to say. But I also like, I have a joke where I like talk about focaccia and like your ass, and like I like that joke because it's like, it's kind of like acting it out, but everyone can see their lover's ass, you know?
Yeah.
Like
it's imagery.
Yeah, I like that part of comedy where you control the audience to see what you see.
Yeah. Well, and in my mind, that's the main goal. Like the main goal is to try to take your humor, what you think is what fucking makes what you have an idea and you're like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, how do I make it's hilarious to me? But if I just, how is it hilarious to everybody else? And it's like, in in my mind, the best comedy, it works the same as like concerts and shit. It's like if you can gain the trust of the audience and hook them in a way that they stop thinking,
right,
and you do the thinking,
right,
your jokes they go along with you to wherever you're going.
Yeah.
And that takes a real level of like establishing trust quickly, which is almost impossible in 5 minutes. It's almost impossible to gain that level of like,
it's really hard.
Hive mind is what I call it, because when it's really clicking and it's really on, they know where you're going, they don't know where you're going, but they're right there with you. And it's like, as soon as it happens, it just rolls and everybody's all together, and it's this fucking weird amorphous fucking magical thing that's alive on its own.
Yeah.
But that's super hard to catch.
Yeah, I read this book called Big Magic. It's like about creative living or whatever. But it talks about ideas being like alien, like they're separate from humans, and they want their only desires to be expressed through humans. And so like I think that goes along with what you're saying, because it's like we have the idea, and then like the idea travels through everyone's brain and like is expressed through laughter or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, I feel like I had like some specific questions, but I didn't. I usually write questions before.
And you didn't?
I didn't.
You didn't write them down?
No. I thought of some last night, but I was high and then forgot them.
So blame the drug use. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not responsible for anything.
Yeah. Okay, so you got high and you thought, fuck Travis, professionalism. I'm gonna do this. It was called Babbling Brooks of Diarrhea podcast, the BBOD. Babbling Brooks of Diarrhea.
EFP BBOD.
Everybody's favorite podcast, Babbling Brooks of Diarrhea. Honestly, that whole thing
might.
And you acronym it. Yeah. It doesn't. Well, not acronym, but you shorten it to the fucking
letters.
Your letters, yeah. And I mean, EFP BBOD.
It's not bad. Catchy.
It's not bad.
It's a little catchy.
It's mouthful.
I'll give you the 10%.
Yeah, sure. If it takes off, send me money. Send me money.
Literally, I don't know. So we're both poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm so funny and like interesting because I'm that poor, and I'm like, this is all I have to offer anyone in the world. So I better be good at this.
I mean, it's definitely a mechanism.
Yeah, like it's a mechanism for like feeling guilty. Oh my god, did you hear me?
Feeling guilty. Zoinks. Fucking no. I think
guilty about money.
No, yeah, it's also a mechanism for just dealing with the weight of it.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes to talk about like fucking, oh, you just got to plan and do this, and you just got to do that, and you just got to do this, and it's like, yeah, sure, okay, but it doesn't actually work that way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people with those opinions haven't had to like tough it out.
Right.
For 20 years or more.
Right.
Which it was a totally different landscape 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane now. And it, like, I remember I remember when I got out of college, when I dropped out
Right.
and went
I got
home.
out too. I was like, get me
I
out
gotta
of
get the
here.
fuck out of here. My dad was bitching at me about fucking going and getting a job.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, he was wanting me to like go and physically put in applications.
Yeah.
And this was in 2008. And in 2008, 2009, it was 2009, I suppose. But in 2009, even then, it was all online applications.
Right.
And nobody was fucking hiring.
Right. That's also right after the crash.
Yeah.
Thing.
And he's trying to tell me to get I don't have a car. He's telling me to fucking walk and get a fucking bus schedule. Get a bus schedule to go apply for jobs in Greenville.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
how
talk
far
to Aaron about riding the bus.
Yeah.
It's not great. It wasn't better then.
Listen, when we go to New York, I'm not like excited to be like a public transit person. I feel like hopefully it'll be a little better because it's all closer together.
Yeah.
But I have a bike, so I think I'm on a bike.
I mean,
I'm gonna be biking.
It's a thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
scary.
Yeah, but
I have a knife.
There's just so many obstacles to being unpoor.
Yeah. Like I've had 2 jobs. I had 2 jobs for like almost 2 years straight. Mm-hmm. And like that was the only the first time that I've had money saved.
Uh-huh.
I only have one job now. I literally live check to check.
Yeah.
I literally I have so much shame when it comes to like anyone offering to pay for stuff. Yeah. And I'm just like, I feel like I should say no.
I'll go without.
Yeah.
No, I'm not hungry, you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, I think that part of it is like family shit, just like they're always like, but they're the bootstraps club, and I'm
which
like,
is a fallacy if you don't know.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Go ahead, grab your put your shoes on, grab your shoes, and then pick yourself up. It's impossible.
And like they live, like my whole family lives on like acres of like farmland. Mm-hmm. So it's like you guys have always had this farmland that you sell to the farmers to get some type of income. Yes, you've worked, but like you had that legacy thing. I moved out of my house when I was 18, so I was like just working customer service and going to college, like for fucking 18 to 23, 4. And I guess I'm still in customer service. It's just like it's like retail / I can actually sew. Yeah. So it's like I have something of value.
Skill set.
It's not like I'm just like talking to people.
Yeah.
Because just talking to people, like, I know we do comedy.
It's mind numbing.
It's literally like sometimes I'm like, how can this person exist?
I can do.
How does this person exist? And then I also exist. And like, I believe that we're all the same. I believe God's in all of us. It sounds really Christian, but it's not. I promise it's some really hippie shit. But like, I'm like, I look at some of these people and I'm like, this can't be. Like, this got to be a different type of God. This is a different version or something.
Yeah. No, it's like I did customer service of some kind from the time I was in college to just a couple years ago. And I can do about 3 years before I start having violent fantasies.
Yeah.
Like I remember being at Subway.
Yeah.
And cutting bread.
Yeah.
And thinking about how easy it would be to reach over the sneeze guard and stick this motherfucker in the neck.
Right.
With this sharp ass bread knife. And it's like once you start having those thoughts and things, you're like, oh, this environment's bad.
Right.
This is bad.
Right.
I have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you do. And then you're there for a while and you go, oh, this environment's bad. We're all sick. Everybody is not well. Yeah. Everybody that's fucking, and even if you're pulling in more than like 100,000 a year, there's motherfuckers up to their eyeballs in fucking credit card debt.
Oh yeah.
up to their fucking eyeballs in credit card debt.
Luckily, no credit card debt, no student loans anymore because it got forgiven. It was under $10,000.
Hell yeah.
So I feel very much financially lighter in that aspect. Mine should
get forgiven then, hopefully, I think. I need to look
into if it's that. Under 10,000, it's like through the FAFSA website.
Okay.
You go through the FAFSA website and fill out a form, and then it should like automatically, like, I think it links with your taxes or something.
I'll have to check that out.
Because, I like know half.
I've gotten
like,
some emails. I'm not really good at keeping up with things.
Yeah.
Like
I think
I check my email.
Not good.
I check
my email.
This
was supposed to happen like 4 weeks ago.
Yes, it was.
This podcast.
Yeah.
We both.
But life happens.
Yeah, we both were like, let's reschedule.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Shit gets crazy.
Shit does get crazy.
And all the days run together. Yeah. Every day is like the next day.
Yeah.
And then
especially when you go to work.
Yeah. Well, especially if you don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't work.
Yeah.
And boy.
Gotta come up with some tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep them little tasks.
Sleeping's a good task.
Yeah, I love sleeping.
You get to time travel.
Yes.
A little bit, you know.
Yes.
Video games.
I also read this book because so my friend got hit by a car. So like I've just been trying to like figure out the brain.
Right.
So that I can do something about it.
Trying to help.
If I don't know anything about the brain, I'm not gonna be helpful. And so I read this book and it's talking about how your brain and like your consciousness and your body are connected. Which seems dumb and like redundant. But it's basically like how, your hormones can affect how your brain functions. Like your XYZ can affect how
your diet,
sleep, all this shit. All the shit can affect. And so it's like it's so annoying because like I think everyone knows the right thing to do. It's just like when you're depressed or like you're fucking pissed about the world or you're just like, this sucks, everything sucks. It's just like, yeah, I think I'd rather have this McDonald's cheeseburger and you know what? And just rearrange the pickles, get extra pickles and rearrange the pickles so that I have a pickle in each bite and like I did when I was a kid, and then that's my food. And and it's just easier than going to the grocery store and cooking for yourself. But it's like that everyone knows that what they should be doing. It's just the fact that
of course
America makes it so easy.
Oh no, well it's arranged that way entirely for sure. Like how are you as an individual supposed to keep up a household, work 2 jobs, cook meals, clean, fucking there's not enough time for it. Nobody's making enough money for that to be viable. Like if you don't have a person that's full-time stay-at-home homemaker, you're kind of fucked in that way. There just isn't enough time. Like you got to hire somebody to do it. And that's what people who have the means to do that do. And then
David Baker.
Yeah, bro. Fucking we call him. Oh
Sorry.
No. Oh no.
Sorry. Oh.
I hope that's okay.
It's okay.
It's water.
It's fine.
Oh no.
It's fine.
You did it, not me.
I know.
That's terrible.
It's okay.
Oh no.
It's fine.
The same thing happened at David's. What I'm gonna need to start doing is like, and David was the one who knocked it over that time too. It's like it's not me.
This is like just proof that everything is the same.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's just a.
This has all been done.
Yeah. We're all just running on algorithms and loops. It's a simulation.
Yeah. Honestly, because like I've done acid, shrooms, whatever. I've realized we're in a simulation, and I've just been like, okay, well, I'm gonna have fun. And
I mean, maybe we could be in universe A. We could be in the first iteration before it gets there.
Right. And I think that who gives a fuck?
What does it matter?
Yeah. It's just like sometimes.
Is it different?
Yeah. Sometimes I get existential, and then I'm just like, honestly, like, who fucking cares? I'm here. That's all I know. So might as well just go with that.
Yeah.
And but it is fun to think about.
It is fun to think about.
But it just gets into a point where I'm like, I don't know enough to like actually think about it in a way that I think would be
right. No.
actually, I don't know what the word is, but
800.
uh-oh.
Ooh, they want money.
No answer.
Or it's
I
a
don't.
robot.
Do you answer people you don't know?
Not generally.
Yeah, I don't answer any
Sometimes.
any number I don't know unless it's like, I don't know, really just any number.
Like it
I'm
depends
scared.
on it. Like if I have adult tasks going on and I've got to talk to a consultant of some form
Right.
that's like we're gonna be calling you today about this. Okay, well then I'll answer every number that calls me today, I guess. But more often than not, it's Spectrum wanting